Hi guys, and welcome back to the Commentary Girl channel. I am literally sitting in my room. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm busy putting together my Shane Dawson video, and guess what I see on YouTube? Yes, Tati Westbrook is trying to break the YouTube internet again with another 40+ minute video. So as of 2 hours ago, Tati Westbrook uploaded a video, and I watched it the first time, no distraction, nothing, just to see what she had to say. And then I watched it a second time and I took notes. So this video is gonna be a summary of everything she said, and really to call her out on her BS and to really talk about everything that's gone down. So let's get into it. So first of all, Tati Westbrook needs to sit the hell down, take responsibility, and stop acting like she's a victim. I made a list of notes of everything she said in her video, so I'm gonna just do a quick walkthrough of everything that happened. And first of all, it began by her reading a pre-written script. Yes, I'm saying script because she said she had to write everything down and give it to her lawyers so that she doesn't talk, and get carried away and maybe end up getting sued by Jeffrey or Shane. And I genuinely think she wrote a script because she didn't want to get caught up in her own lies, first of all. And then she tells us she has missed the YouTube community. And I think by that she means the fact that since all of this went down last year, she hasn't been posting consistently. Everything hasn't sort of skyrocketed in a way that she expected it to, because all of her subscribers and all of the people that subscribed to her channel right after the Bye Sister video were people who were interested in drama and who were just like, what the fuck is going on? Like myself, I didn't even know who Tati Westbrook was before her Bye Sister video. I saw that video and I was like, oh my goodness, James Charles, you evil little boy. And I unsubscribed from him and I subscribed to her, and I watched like 3 of her videos that following week, and then I unsubscribed because it was fucking boring. She talks about missing the community, and I think when she says she misses the community, she's talking about the community she had prior to her making that video, because prior to her making that video, she had authentic followers, authentic viewership, like people who were actually interested in her, in her makeup, in everything that she was selling. So after she made all of that drama and everything, people subscribed just to see more drama, and they really didn't even have an interest in the makeup. Like I myself, I don't watch makeup videos, but I was subscribed because I felt sorry for this freaking sugar bear hair minerals lady. Like I felt sorry for her, so I was subscribed. So I feel like she knows that everything after the takedown of James Charles was inauthentic. Then she says, then she brings up religion, and I feel like her bringing up her faith, quote unquote faith, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like it's a manipulation tactic that a lot of people who are Christians and a lot of people who like have a relationship with God try to use. Like they put that in front so that they can stop you almost from judging them in any kind of way, because only God can judge them, and then all of us have to like respond in like this awesomeness and not be rude and not be like judgy and not be mean to them. So already when she brings up her faith, which from what I have seen in her videos she's never really talked about, so when she brings that up, to me it feels like she's kind of manipulating us into being kinder and being softer and listening to what she has to say without really jumping down her throat and calling her out for who she really is. Then she quickly moves into blame shifting when she starts talking about how everything transpired, and that's when this video starts taking a turn, because obviously this is where Shane and Jeffrey come in. Then she talks about listening to the wrong people. Now she says, like in the whole video, in the whole gist of the video, she said that leading up to her making the video, she had a lot of people whispering in her ear, telling her a lot of things. So basically she's saying that they were manipulating her and turning her into a person that she was not, which I feel like is a motherfucking lie. But let's move on. So like there's this moment in the video where she talks about good people who are repressed and voiceless and really can't speak the truth and really can't like talk honestly. In a sense, they don't have like the platform to speak the real and honest truth, yet she literally has 9 million subscribers. So she cannot stand there and try to convince me that she felt voiceless or that she felt powerless. I mean, she can't tell me that she felt powerless because you have 9 million subscribers. If that is not a platform, I don't know what is. I qualify as somebody who is voiceless. I don't have 9 million subscribers. So that was bullshit. And then obviously, in line with her faith and everything else, she starts bringing up the fact that we have to lead with forgiveness and kindness and all of that kumbaya stuff. And what I really didn't like about that is the fact that a lot of people will hurt you, they will kick you while you're down, they will throw you under the bus, they will do all of these things, and then they'll discover God, and then they expect everything to be okay, and they're like, well, God forgave me, so we have to lead with kindness. All of us have to just be so forgiving. It doesn't work that way, okay? It does not. All of us have our day of reckoning, whether we like it or not. And then she says something funny, right? She says the world is dealing with a lot. Now, we all know we are in the world. We know there's a virus. We know there's racial injustice. We know that there's all of these things. So she's telling us that there's all of these things going on, yet she has voice memos, she has evidence and stuff, and she won't release it because there's a lot going on in the world and she doesn't want to create more drama. Why are you making this video in the first place? Like, what? And then again, she reiterates why she wrote a speech, because obviously the video at this point is kind of awkward because you see her reading from her laptop, which I guess I've already spoken about why I think she made a pre-written speech just to keep herself in check during the whole video. And then she talks about James Charles reaching out after everything that happened and the fact that they were almost quote-unquote fine behind the scenes because they were comparing receipts. And I'm pretty sure after everything went down, they sat down and she was like, look, they manipulated me. They put me under this magic spell to hate you, and I hated you, and I'm sorry. So I guess that happened. And then she cries. Then she talks about loving James Charles despite throwing him to the wolves. That's what I disliked the most about this video, because she says, I love James. James is an amazing person, but he was going off the rails. So I had to teach him a lesson by throwing him under the bus and practically calling him the P word. And it's like, what? Okay, so later on in the video, she talks about her strength and she asks for forgiveness for being emotional. So like 14 minutes in, she's obviously now like pretty emotional. She's crying, she's doing all of these things. So she's talking about like the fact that she had to gather all of the strength in her body to sort of like make this video and appear strong and do all of that stuff. I personally was not moved by her tears. I don't know if I'm just tired or if I'm just an emotionless being, but honey, while she was crying, I was just like, girl, get to the point. So there's more talking about James Charles. She claims her wedding was their favorite memory together. Yet in the Bye Sister video, she made it a point to be known that he was in almost all of her wedding pictures. And the fact that she couldn't take that back, and the fact that her wedding was almost ruined forever because this person who was a friend and turned into an enemy was now all over her wedding pictures. And now, a year later, she's claiming that that's her best memory of them both. Like, what? And then she goes on to defend James Charles, she compliments him and then proceeds to throw him under the bus by talking about his behavior. Now, we all watched that Bye Sister video. We all saw the allegations that she made. So right now she's saying, hey, like, he's an awesome person, he's doing this and this and that, but like his behavior, like his text, all of the things that were going on behind the scenes, like the authorities, blah blah blah, like she's still like sort of throwing him under the bus, and I'm just like, why? So then she clarifies that she never called him a predator, and then says that her Bye Sister video was never made with any malice. And that, if that is not the biggest lie, and if that is not the biggest, like, of course that video was made with malice. She did not get on YouTube, record a 40+ minute video about how he stabbed her in the back, about how he was clinging to straight guys, about how he promoted a brand that wasn't her and hurt her feelings, and says that wasn't out of malice. It was out of malice, because what happened after people watched that video? Everybody looked at him as a predator. Everybody looked at him as this person who was a horrible friend to someone who helped him in the industry. Everybody looked at him as this ungrateful brat who had way too much money, way too much influence, and people started unfollowing, people started deleting, people started doing all sorts of things to cancel James Charles. So I don't like the fact that she's now trying to gaslight us into thinking that what she was doing had any positive intentions. Like, we are not kids, we weren't born yesterday. Okay, now she gets to the part where she starts blaming Shaman Jeffree Star for her part in the James Charles breakdown. So right now, like, when she starts talking about it, she's now mentioning that they were whispering in her ear, they were saying a lot of this, a lot of that. And for me, in the beginning of the video, obviously she apologized to James Charles and everything that she did, but as the video goes on, she starts to shift blame and sort of puts herself in this position of where she was this person who was just manipulated, where she was just this person who was a puppet on strings, and that is a lie. You know, just take accountability. All three of you tried to take that boy down. All three of you. And you know what's funny? That directly after she starts shifting the blame onto so you know what's funny? Like, directly after her trying to shift the blame, she talks about being a grown woman and obviously having discernment and being able to make her own choices, but yet in the same breath she continues to blame everybody else for her mistakes. And something I really found funny is the fact that she admits to not receiving any cease or desist letters from lawyers or anybody or in the James Charles camp immediately after releasing that video of hers. And I feel like, to me, when I thought about that, I was like, why would you even say that? So that to me feels like she's admitting to knowing, even prior to revealing and making that video, that all of these claims she was making were false. Like, that's what I feel like she's trying to say in a way. And another thing that really bothers me is the fact that she only took down the Bye Sister video because YouTube asked her to take it down because it was a bad look for the platform and everything else. So you mean to tell me that within that 3 days of drama getting 2.0, of everybody canceling James Charles, of everybody sort of like taking him down, all of that, during that whole storm, the only reason why she took that video was because YouTube asked her to. Not because she saw the error in her ways, not because she realized that she almost, I want to say, at the time, single-handedly was destroying this 19-year-old, not because a lot of people were bullying him and his mental health was at risk, not because she was feeling guilty maybe of what she's done. but only because YouTube said it was a bad look. Like, are you serious? Again, she apologizes to James Charles again and again and again, and she cries again, and then she says all she did was try to protect Jane. And I really hate this narrative that she's trying to create, that she made that video or that she spoke out about his quote unquote indecent behavior because he was a danger to society or whatever. Like, her logic was trying to string together, because if you were seriously trying to protect a friend, she would have done it privately. She wouldn't have made a YouTube video and villainized that boy against the whole world. In that single video, she made all of us think that he was a horrible, horrible human being. And you can't undo that. So I hate the fact that she's now trying to claim that everything she did was in his benefit. You don't throw your friends under the bus for their own benefit. Like, it doesn't work that way. Again, she apologizes, and then she talks about her relationship with Jeffree Star. She says that when they met that he was kind and that she wanted to fix it. She wanted to fix him. And then she goes on this whole weird string tirade where she talks about the fact that she wanted to be a good influence on him, and she knew a little bit about his past but not too much, and that she thought she could be like a good influence and that she could be like this good person in his life. Like, excuse me, who goes around trying to fix people? You know, it's one thing to try and fix someone you're in a relationship with. It's another thing to try and mentor someone like she did with James Charles. But it's a whole nother thing for you to befriend a grown man and think that you're just gonna change his ways and make him a better person. I don't feel like any of that is true whatsoever. I think she's just trying to sanitize her friendship with him because it looks bad. She befriended a racist. She befriended somebody who was not good, like somebody who isn't good currently, somebody who is practically a horrible person if you look at their actions and everything they've done to up until this point. So I don't even believe that. She can stop right there. And then she brings up her charity. Another thing that on her channel we are not familiar with. Again, from the videos that I've watched, her videos have always been makeup related. It's never really been anything too personal. So to see her bring up a charity, it hit me out of left field. I guess it's good exposure for the charity, but to me it just, I don't know. Again, on the manipulation thing, I don't know if I trust any of that. She brings up Jeffree Star again, and then she talks about Jackie Aina, and that to me is the funniest thing ever, because she tears up about how wrong it was for Jeffree to attack Jackie Aina and to do all of these things while she had collaborations and things with him and continue to go forward with him. And I feel like the only reason why she's bringing this up is because of the climate that we are in right now. So she's trying to pull in that aspect where she's like, he was so wrong. I'm sorry I didn't speak up then, but I see it now. And I'm not falling for it. Like, she can shove that apology. Like, I don't know how Jackie feels, but honey, no. And then she brings up 2018, right? In 2018, there was a lot going on with Jeffree Star, and she says that there were red flags in his friendship, the way he would talk about people in the makeup community, people on YouTube, James Charles, all of these people. She brings all of that up to say that these were red flags, that maybe she shouldn't be his friend, but she says she stuck around because she thought she could change him. Honey, at this point, you were his friend for more than a year and you still didn't have whatever positive influence you thought you had. Why did you think you can change him? And like, she's this person who by her own accord has admitted to the fact that she's been manipulated by these people. So how did she trust herself to be a positive influence if she was so easily manipulated? What the hell? Anyway, the reason why I don't care much for her relationship with Jeffrey, or her trying to explain it away and act like she was trying to be this good person in his life, is because she sat by for 2+ years and watched him be toxic and watched him talk about people and watched him say all of these nasty things about people. She watched him attack Jackie Aina, a black woman, and now she wants to act like she was trying to be his savior and like be this good person. So I'm not falling for it. Like, this whole spiel of her trying to explain away the relationship, I feel like is just trying to sanitize herself and step away formally from Jeffrey, and I am not falling for it at all. Okay guys, so this video is already long as it is, so I'm just gonna pop off here and I'm going to make a part 2 of this video where I'm gonna upload it tomorrow. So like, comment and subscribe and tell me how you feel about this whole situation as of right now, and I will see you guys on the flip side.